Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Triple N Talk Show. I am Dr. Nick Nickum. This is a COVID 19 pandemic world news. In this presentation, we are going to focus on how does the coronavirus replicate and damage the lungs, an important topic. So let us begin. As of July 18, 2020, there are more than 14.3 million people all across the globe who have developed coronavirus infection. There have been more than 600,000 deaths, with 8.57 million having recovered. How in the world did this happen? This coronavirus, which is so minuscule, how could it spread so far and wide and destroy so many lives and economies? Let us look at. Here is a picture of the coronavirus, which most of you have become familiar with. When you look at the structure of the coronavirus, you will notice it has a single strand RNA, that is a ribonucleic acid chain, which contains a series of amino acids which not only carry the genetic makeup of this virus but also has the footprints to replicate itself once it gets into the human body. And this is enclosed by a capsule which has the membrane proteins and the envelope proteins. One of the unique characteristics of this virus is the so-called spike proteins, little spikes that we see here like the tentacles, that makes this virus so unique and makes it easy for the virus to get into the cells and cause the devastating blow to the organ. As we know, most of the coronavirus comes through the airways, which is one of the reasons that covering your faces with a mask is the first and the most important aspect of preventing you from getting the coronavirus into your system. Once the coronavirus gets into your nasopharyngeal passages and it enters these small airways called alveoli, then they enter these little sacs at the end of these little airway tubes, and these are called the alveoli, where there is exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, which is the main purpose of the lung. When the bacteria enters these little sacs called the alveoli, which are lined by these cells known as the pneumocytes, there are type 1 and type 2 pneumocytes, and then it is lined by the blood vessels which carry the blood which is oxygenated in these alveolar spaces. As the virus enters these cells, it starts its never-ending destruction of the cells and replicating itself in the process, so it can move on to the next cell, the next alveoli, the next branch, and eventually engulf a major section or sections of your lung tissue. All right, let's look at this. We already talked about the structure of the coronavirus. There are three different types of cells in that air sacs we call the alveoli. There we have this pneumocyte, which I showed you just a minute ago. Like here, these are the pneumocytes that line the alveolar sacs. Inside this alveolar sac and in the blood vessels, we also have what is known as the lymphocytes, or the white blood cells, which fight the infection, fight the foreign body, fight the smoke, fight the pollens, dust, anything that gets inside the airways. Then we have these macrophages which carry all this debris that is created in the alveolar sacs and dispose them off in a proper manner. Now these viruses get inside these pneumocytes, or the cells that line the alveoli, where the whole process begins. Let's look a little deeper into one of the pneumocytes here. This is one of the pneumocytes. It is just a diagrammatic representation of those cells that line the air spaces. These SARS-CoV-2, which is the scientific name for the coronavirus or the COVID-19, has these tentacles we talked about. These tentacles get attached to the ACE2 receptors. The ACE2 receptors, they stand for angiotensin converting enzyme 2 receptors. This is where the angiotensin 1 is converted into angiotensin 2 that leads to the blood pressure problems, and the drugs that we use such as angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors, they attach to these and block the conversion of the angiotensin. But anyway, that's a different story. The SARS-CoV-2 virus gets attached to these ACE2 receptors and it enters the cell. Once it enters the cell, the capsule is removed, exposing this genomic RNA, which has all the genetic encoding to replicate itself. So this genetic RNA uses the alveolar cells as a manufacturing factory, using all its resources inside the cell to replicate itself. RNA, not only does it have its own structure, but it also has the memory as to what all the other components are, so that it can use this host cell to manufacture not only this RNA by a series of steps, and then also manufacture the other components like the spike protein, the envelope protein, the membrane protein, then nucleocapsid, and eventually assemble that, package that, and deliver it to the next cell. What a terrible thing. All this you could have avoided by wearing a mask and keeping distance. Anyway, this RNA creates like a negative stamp. It's like a printing press. It creates negative stamps. By a process of translation, it uses the material inside the cell to produce multiple mirror images of itself. That's the positive RNA protein. And along the sidelines, there's also replication of these membrane proteins. Then the endothelial reticulum assembles these membrane proteins and spike proteins and then brings all these pieces together into the Golgi apparatus, where they are assembled into a viron or a single virus. It packages multiple viruses into a small bundle called the vesicle. This vesicle is expelled from the pneumocyte by a process known as exocytosis. It just glides outside, and then these buggers are ready to infect the next cell, and in the process, they also destroy the alveolar cells. It becomes like a debris, and that leads to the air spaces getting filled with a lot of debris, and to get rid of this, the macrophages try to clear them, which leads to inflammation and fluid collection, congestion, and this is what we see in patients with more advanced cases of coronavirus infection. And when this infection spreads widely into the lung, we see these fluffy infiltrates, which are nothing but fluid-filled air spaces with total destruction of not only the alveolar cells, but there is also destruction of the blood vessels which are just lying adjacent to the alveolar cells, leading to clotting, which is known as thrombosis. And if you look at the X-ray, you can see there is massive destruction of the lung tissue. This not only affects the lung tissue, because these ACE2 receptors are also found in the heart, in the kidney, and in the liver. So in the far advanced stages, the virus not only affects the lungs, causing multiple fluffy infiltrates that we saw on the X-ray, on the CAT scan, it can also cause inflammation of the heart muscle, cardiac arrhythmias. It can lead to kidney failure, and with massive destruction of all these tissues, eventually it leads to what is called cytokine storm, which causes the ultimate demise of the host. So, ladies and gentlemen, the best way to prevent the virus from even getting your body is to protect yourself with a mask, keeping you 6 feet distance, and trying everything possible to avoid getting in contact with people with coronavirus. Thank you so much for watching this presentation, and we have a number of educational videos on coronavirus pandemic 2019 and 2020. Please do watch those videos, and please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will see you next time.